It's really about what the consumer feels and experiences with the products when we develop anything. It's really not about how cool the product looks, how it's designed, or how you touch it. It's really, are we really moving their heart and touching their soul with anything we make? This cycling business started as an idea back in 2009, 2008. Interestingly enough, we have some cycling enthusiasts at the very high level in our engineering lab. Fujita-san and a few others were assigned to this project in 2008. Fujita-san has a passion for climbing. He wanted to create a better power meter. It's not a far leap for Pioneer to move from in-car navigation to a GPS-based cycle computer. We have a lot of know-how in terms of reading high-speed data, understanding bit rates, understand the thermal vibration or the influences on that data transfer is really our core know-how. And translating all that technology into the cycling business is very natural for us.
最初に日本で有名なコーチにサンプルを見せました。これは左右独立で計測できるパワーメーターでした。コーチはサンプルを見て、漕いだ力のトルクやベクトルを表示できないかとご意見いただきました。コーチはパワー値だけでなく、どのように漕いでいるかという理由が知りたかったようです。我々は2010年7月にエラリモニターシステムとして漕いだ力の可視化に成功し、現在でもベクトル表示機能は他社のパワーメーターにない機能です。
We're actually collecting data throughout the pedaling stroke at 12 different points, and we're able to show the rider while they're riding or in after-ride analysis where they applied power, what force direction they applied power, and give them an idea, a visual idea on the bike or in their after-ride analysis, how that power is applied in the pedaling stroke. Those metrics are brand new. Fujita-san started publishing some documents about this on the internet, and Wilco Kellerman from the Belkin team actually discovered that, reached out to Fujita-san, and was very interested in this technology, and that's where this all began with Belkin on our first prototypes.
双方はサイクルスポーツの製品開発に非常に重要で、週末に一般の人のものだけでは見つけられない多くの問題をプロチームと一緒に解決しました。
When we first started working with Pioneer was about a year ago. A lot of things that grabbed our interest right away was the left-right leg, being able to find discrepancies in your pedal stroke, the force vector, and being able to know whether you're pedaling toe down or heel down or where your weakness is in the roundness of your pedal stroke. That was a big plus for us. So it wasn't just that we were bringing on board an additional sponsor, it was the idea that we had a company that was going to help us make our athletes better riders.
Having a power meter that can display real-time pedal vectors allows me to kind of analyze as I'm riding my pedaling technique. So that means that I'm not like going back to my computer at home later, looking at it, downloading it, and going, okay, at this point in the ride, I was doing such and such. I can look at it, I can say, wow, my left leg has, I'm not pulling out the pedal, my right leg is, and now my hips are rotated and crooked, and that's why.
High definition data is always a good thing as long as you know what you're doing with it. With the force vector, what riders were feeling before, for example, a track rider pedals usually with their toes down a bit because you're kind of ahead of the pedal stroke, and you're feeling that, and the coaches are describing this and talking about this kind of pedal stroke versus maybe a climber pushes down more on the heel. Now we actually have the data to prove it and back it up. And anytime you've got the data, now you can work on that strength or weakness.
This is like, in a nutshell, this is like what the Pioneer Power Meter does for me. It saves me like 30 to 45 minutes every week having to download and upload my files, from the computer to Training Peaks, to Strava, all that stuff. As soon as I show up to my house, at my back door with my bike, I push stop, reset the computer, instantly uploads, and it goes to all those places. So it's in my Training Peaks for my coach to look at. It's on Strava so my friends can see it. It's it's wherever I want it to go, and I don't have to do anything. And that's super slick. I mean that's one of my favorite features about it.
We actually install the power meters here in this building. We use a series of processes, including ovens, to help cure the drying of the epoxy with the power meter onto the crank arms. We calibrate the cranks here in this office. Installing onto the crank is a very unique process. It has to be very precise. We have a strain gauge pad that needs to be positioned perfectly in the right spot on the crank arm. It has to be glued properly. It has to be pressed down at the right pressure level so that it can actually adhere in the right location correctly. And then the final stages is we have to go through a very precise process to calibrate the crank so that it knows exactly how that particular crank bends under force. When we were working in 2013 with Belkin, we had had really understood what the challenges were on cobbles, what the challenges were at altitude, the changes in altitude, the effect of humidity inside of a computer, the vibration. The real exciting part for Pioneer was when Lars Boom won on the cobbles in the Tour de France. That was the ultimate of achievements for us because we won on the cobbles. It was very rainy, it was very dirty, it was very muddy, and our product not only withstood all of those elements, but performed at the highest level. That was a real accomplishment for us.
チームと一緒に製品開発を進めて、コーチと製品を使ったトレーニング方法の議論などしてきました。選手が機材をつけて勝利した時は、これまでの苦労が吹き飛ぶほど嬉しいです。